Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General YAHANNA live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the I.S.U.P.K. UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahawashi in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General YAHANNA will put 12 chill General Muhammad scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, I.S.U.P.K, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Hello mate, a funny hard Monday. Now your place when the cause I win the chase. Get straight to the pace from a day.
Hey Shalom Israel, it's Captain Mashak, right here from DC. Don't forget this September, end of September, the 28th, 29th, 30th, all the way up to October 4th and 5th. Commanding General YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K, we're going to be live in the UK, United Kingdom. We're going to be up in Scotland, in King James Castle. You see the nigga on my chest. Real right there. King James, man, a black man. We're going to go to his family castle in Scotland and Edinburgh. That castle was built on a volcano. Now, that's some nigga shit, man. That's some nigga shit right there. Up on top of the volcano, brother. You don't want to miss it. Contact your camp leader. You could get down. Contact your camp leader. You could make this trip. You brothers in UK, you sisters in UK, you all come on through, man. Commanding General YAHANNA going to be right in your yard. Back hometown, we're going to be Birmingham, Manchester, Leicester, Nottingham, London, Croydon, everywhere done. Everything done.
Now your face and London, done. Another plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, paint on gunman. And if you feel like sending the do action, recheck good man, go get a wrong bang. My style, them a kick like Van Damme, Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Listen up, them off, know when I find them. From a 30 gun, mad dog, from a berry, let us speed me a papa when I pill them. God, the way you say, senseless, pan the million. Miller drop. Hashtag got the young on the gram from my fans. I'm ready to it smoother than the dance. Fit them up. Better know our time on the clock. You know watch them flop, them last pan them up. Dun in the London, dun. Another plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, being done gunman. And if I feel like some no do action, recheck good man, so I get a young bang. And my style, them a kick like Van Damme. Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Canada, and the girl chase that, manifest that part. Only we are make away the vixen.
Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General YAHANNA live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the I.S.U.P.K. UK. Lift a glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahawashah in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General YAHANNA will put 12 chill General Mahaiman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, I.S.U.P.K, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Shalom. We clapping up. First of all, we are the I.S.U.P.K under Command General YAHANNA, still at 1 West 125th Street Hall, New York, teaching blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians that you're the real Jews. Captain Mashak will be teaching tonight, so bear with us. Captain Mashak definitely will be teaching tonight, so just stay put. Meantime, I'm preaching Officer 5000, a warrior and bun lawyer. I'm going to start it off until Cap arrives. Good? We good?
Gotcha.
All right. Let's go to Matthew chapter 19, if possible.
19. We'll start at verse 1, sir.
Go to skip down to, for the sake of time, verse 20.
This is Matthew chapter 19 and verse 20. The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet?
Well, actually, skip up to where the young man comes in.
Verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may inherit eternal life?
That's what everybody wants. That's what everybody's trying to inherit. They're trying to inherit eternal life. Everybody, every heathen, every religion is based off the possibility of inheriting some form of eternal life, some form of power, some form of paradise, some form of heaven. You understand? I mean, every religion is based off that. You could go to Christianity, they're all going to heaven. You go to Islam, they're all going to heaven, or what they call SHALAM. You go to, different religions, if they stay on earth, they're gonna be in paradise, right? So, and the key thing is everybody's invited. But this young man came to Christ and asked Christ, what should I do if I'm to inherit the God's kingdom? Go ahead.
Verse 17. And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Go ahead.
Verse 18. He said,
keep. By the way, he says, keep. If you're going to inherit God's kingdom, you're going to have to keep the commandments. For those who say God's commandments are done away with, then you should know if His commandments are done away with, so is your promise that you're seeking so badly. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 18. And he said unto him, Which? He said unto him, Which? Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery.
So Christ starts to run down the laws to him, the commandments to him, right? Skip to 20.
Verse 20. The young man said unto him, All these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet?
Go ahead.
Verse 21. Jesus said unto him, If thou wilt be perfect.
If you will be perfect, right? Go ahead.
Go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor.
And do what?
And give to the poor.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
And you will have treasure in heaven. Right? Go ahead.
And come and follow me.
That's it. Come and follow me. That's something that people, something most can't understand. Most people's desire is to go to heaven, but also before they go to heaven, to be rich here on earth. Right? They're going to be rich here, and then they're going to go to heaven and be rich there. Right? And it's normal. Right? It's normal to want to be comfortable. It's normal to want to have power. It's normal to want to provide for yourself and your family. But those who follow Christ in this kingdom follow a different road. I mean, they follow a different road because they're building something. Those who follow Christ are building something, and that thing's the kingdom of heaven. When you're building the kingdom of heaven, you don't have time to be sitting with the rich of this kingdom. You don't have time to be sitting with the powerful, because you're not trying to join their riches and power. You're trying to build for your people, right? Go ahead, keep reading.
Verse 22. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful.
That's it. It's very disheartening. A lot of people come into the school or come into the truth, and when they see that, the amount of work that has to be done and the things they have to give up from the world, it's disheartening. You don't last. I mean, you don't last very long, because I have to give up this, I have to give up that, and some things you're not willing to give up. Some things you are a slave to, you can't give up. So what are some of the things you could be a slave to that you can't give up for God's kingdom, to follow Christ? Money. What else? Drugs, alcohol, women. You understand what I mean? These are all things that you could be slaves to, and when you hear that you have to give it up, you will walk away from the truth. Sir. With that, we pass to Captain Mashak, my young.
Boy, Satan moved into DC, boy. It's hot and Satan outside.
Yeah.
Satan gentrified up in Elizabeth.
Shalom Yavashem Sharakta.
Get a bottle of water and a mug, if you don't mind. I think he'll know where it is. He'll know where it is. The water too. We had a question, Warrior?
Nah, sir. I'll give you a general breakdown after chapter 19.
Okay. All right. Did anybody have any questions online or?
Nah, sir, no question.
Just yet? Okay. You all know coming up is UK cookout, not cookout, Salakia. I'm so used to saying cookout. The UK trip coming up at the end of September. Feast of Tabernacles. Going to King James Castle in Scotland. All right, we're going to be there. The general going to be ripping and running all over the UK. You know what I mean? You all come on down, check him out. Your family over there, let them know. It don't matter. UK, it ain't America. You could reach somewhere. You could reach wherever you want to reach. You know what I mean? Whether it's by bus or by plane, by train or car. You could get there, make it happen. If you're in the States and you still want to make the trip, contact your camp leader. Of course, you have to have a passport in hand, though. That's, that's standard. You're definitely going to have a passport. You know what I mean?
Yes, so like I said, bear
with me. Right? So you could definitely make that trip. You could make that thing happen. All right, we're going to be doing King James Castle, going on the whole tour of the castle, checking out Scotland all the way. Jeremiah Hyman going to be teaching scripture breakdown Thursday night, get after hand. Thursday night in Scotland, live from Scotland. You're going to be getting all the history, answer all your questions. Scotland, if you're Israelite or so-called West Indian, Colombian, whatever it is over there, you'll make sure you'll contact the I.S.U.P.K United Kingdom. Get some information, get a number to call the school. You know what I mean? You could come on down to the class, you could come on down to the Feast of Tabernacles. Commander YAHANNA going to be doing the Tabernacles, hosting it out there live in Scotland. You're going to be getting broadcast. It's going to be 2 p.m. our time over here, but over there it's going to be 7 p.m. or 3 p.m. our time. It's going to be at 8 p.m. Over there. You know what I mean? We're going to be rocking the whole thing out. And Saturday is going to be camp in England, camp in Birmingham, UK. Sunday going to be camping in London, UK, London Center City, London. You know what I mean? We're going to be doing a couple more castle tours. Monday is another scripture breakdown for England. So if you didn't make it to Scotland, you can make it out to England. Monday was October 2nd, I believe. Monday, October 2nd, you can make it down there to Birmingham, UK. We're going to do the scripture breakdown down there in Birmingham, UK. And Monday night, UK time, you're going to be Commander YAHANNA going to be doing the radio show live from the UK. Commander YAHANNA live on Monday from the UK, special edition. Also, we're going to, after the Birmingham camp, we're going to be heading to a club, a big club event in Leicester. Forget the name of the damn party, but it's going to be like an all-black affair. We're going to be rocking it out there, rocking it out in Leicester. You know what I mean? Doing the whole thing up. Club event, everything on deck. Make sure you could bring it down. If you're in the UK, get there. If you're not, you could get there. Just call your camp leader. All right. So what we dealing with? Could I get this plug borrowed? Is this light plugged in somewhere? Is that the extension with the extra part on the backside? If I could get that borrowed, please. Let me just plug this one. Is it a wab? It's not going to short out, right? Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep it right here just in case I need it back. All right, cool.
Yeah, so
questions so far? All right, tonight we're going to go into idols, idolatry, idol worship. The Bible says about idols, you're going to get a better understanding of it, the whole thing. All right? If anybody have any questions, of course, type them in. Because we choose the right mic, right? The right input. You sure? Just double check, make sure it's the right one. Right? Okay. Let me get if not, let's get wisdom of Solomon. Right? So everybody seeing what's going on in the world right now. Right? There's a ton of famine and pestilence. Right? Famine and pestilence. If you don't know what that means, it means this place is coming to an end. Right. It means this place is coming to an absolute end. All right? There ain't going to be too much more time as people think left here. Where people comfortable with, the time, everything is. There ain't going to be too much more of that going on. Famine, pestilence, wars, rumors of wars. You see in governments going bankrupt. Today I saw an article, but UK, one of them cities in UK declared bankruptcy, the whole city. I ain't talking about no small city. The city council declared bankruptcy. Somewhere in the article, I didn't read through the whole thing. The city get a fine from somebody for £1 billion. I'm like, y'all, they trying to steal from each other because they ain't no money. They ain't no money. Like, I'm going to fine you and get money from your coffers. Typical royal family bullshit. Right. All right, this world is coming to an end, and you're about to see utter chaos in the streets. If you think you're seeing chaos now, you're about to see total chaos in the street. Because why? Buddha gonna say go left, Allah gonna say gonna go right. White Christ, Caesar Borgia is gonna say go up. Because all your idols are going to fail you. You understand? All your idols are going to fail you. You remember to put all your phones on vibrate, right? Go ahead.
There's a question online.
Give me 1 second, all right? Give me hold on, before the Apocrypha, give me Zechariah 10:2. I think that's what I want.
Zechariah chapter 10, verse 2. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have
also too, somebody hold for me First Chronicles 16 and 26. 16 and 26. And then what I asked for? Zechariah 1?
10 verse 2, sir.
Zechariah 10 verse 2. All right.
Okay. Zechariah chapter 10 verse 2. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie.
What say that? Read it again.
For the idols have spoken vanity.
For the what?
For the idols have spoken vanity.
Has what?
Have spoken vanity.
The idols have spoken vanity. What is your God saying today? That's what I want to know.
Right.
What is your God saying today? Because you need to bring this closer. Let me know, all right? If you need to, I know I'll pull the table back some. I prefer it like that. If you need to adjust the that and the, then just close it. Yeah, to water. All right, read it again from the top.
Okay. Zechariah chapter 10 verse 2.
Go ahead.
For the idols have spoken vanity.
And
the diviners have seen a lie.
And your diviners have seen a lie. Your diviners are who? Who are your diviners?
Christian pastors.
Go ahead.
The people who read horoscopes, the people who are spiritual advisors.
Right.
The people who are directly to
who call themselves spiritual advisors.
Who call themselves spiritual advisors. The people who read palms and hands and try to tell you what's going on in your life.
Not only them, of course, they're the obvious diviners because, of course, that's what they call divinations, right? Your palm readers and your tarot cards. You know what I mean? What's your reading today? And the tarot cards is the one with the big cards and they show you a skeleton and something else, right? You have the palm readers. You have the woman who be throwing the damn bones, shake some bones and throw it and pause like you're seeing something deep. It said your diviners have all what? They have seen a lie. You have seen a lie. Not only are those sorts of people your horoscope readers and your charlatans. That's what you really want. Your charlatans, right? Not only are they diviners, guess who else is your diviners? Your religious leaders. How do I know that? Because Farrakhan said that Obama was the Messiah. That's what he said. He said Barack Obama is the Messiah. I remember that shit. He said he's the one. Read it again from the top.
For the idols have spoken vanity.
Now, where did Farrakhan get that from? Where did he get that Barack Obama was the Messiah? Where did he get that nonsense from? He's Muslim. He's Islam. What's the God of Islam? The rock, the Kaaba stone. His God they'll say it's Allah, but Allah don't exist. They bow down to a rock and worship the moon and live their life by the crescent moon and the star. That moon and star symbol is old. It's from the days of the Chaldeans, from the stele of Ur-Nammu. The moon god is called Ningal, and the star is called Nana. Right? For those of you who might think what I'm saying is impossible or not true, bear with me one. Read it again from the top, brother.
Okay. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie.
Mm-hmm. Your diviners have seen a lie. Louis Farrakhan said Barack Obama was the Messiah. And the Messiah is the chosen one, and the Messiah is the one who comes to save, or whatever they say. So what happened? If he's the Messiah, what's Trump? He's a Trump card. I guess the Messiah gets beat. The Messiah can't play spades. Trump come in there with the Trump card and kick the Messiah out. Go ahead,
And today in 2023, the Louis Farrakhan's Messiah is being accused of having had sex with a man.
Who's that?
Barack Obama. Like, there's a man comes, like, first of all, he himself said recently that he has had passions for a man. He said this, Obama. Now there's a man coming forward.
Nah, you lying. Nah, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Damn.
So there's an old video of Obama where he's saying he's had passions for a man.
And it's him talking.
There's an old video that surfaced. And I'm wondering if it has to do because he knows this guy's trying to come out.
I mean,
somebody's coming out and saying, yes, he has been with Obama.
Well, listen. As for me and my house, I don't know what Michelle is condoning in that house, but I see why they wanted to change the sheets when he left. Trump was like, no. Pause. So you look up something called the Stele of Ur-Nammu. All right. It's called the Stele of Ur-Nammu. All right. Somebody Google the Stele of Ur-Nammu. Somebody else also Googling Ningal and Nana. Real quick. Warrior, you could read it again.
Zechariah verse 2. For the idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie.
Right, your idols have spoken vanity, your diviners have seen a lie. Go ahead, Chapat.
I can see the name. The rain or something like that. Or nail or something, I can't see. But it says the Quran says don't worship the sun or the moon too, by the way, laugh all out.
I mean, the whole book it contradicts itself. It says things in the book that the Muslims don't do. It doesn't say things in the book that the Muslims do, like Christians, right? The whole book was written, plagiarized from the Bible, from an Arab perspective, from Muslims' perspective, and of course, everything in there is really following after the things he likes to do. You get the point? So yeah, give me the stele of Namu, whoever has it. Or what did I ask for first? Whichever one you found. Come on, quickly, Akim. Your Google is supposed to be working faster than that. Come on.
I have Ningal.
Uh-huh.
Ningal, Sumerian, Great Queen, Akkadian Nikel was a Mesopotamian goddess regarded as the wife of the moon god Nana.
Right, Nana is the moon god. Right, Ningal is a star. Right, it's a star, and the Chaldeans, who are the Babylonians, who is them people in what, Iraq today, I believe. Right, that's what that area of modern day Iraq. That's where the Babylonian Empire was. Right, and they would worship Ningal and Nana. When Ningal was the wife, Nana was the husband, and the husband was the moon, and Ningal was the star. She was the wife of the moon, right? She was the wife of the moon and the star. Of course, the people in there, the Chaldeans, that's who Abraham came from. Abraham was a Chaldean. He left the religion of his fathers and followed the Lord. That's why the Lord said Abraham is like a friend to me, because he left the religion of his fathers and followed the Lord. Of course, Abraham's firstborn is who? Damn, shit. It's like, go ahead. Ishmael is his firstborn. Ishmael was not the seed of the promise. Ishmael was the seed of the flesh. Ishmael did not follow after Abraham's ways. Ishmael followed after the ways of Abraham's people. Ishmael went and followed back the Chaldeans, right? As time went on, and of course, Israel grew, you know, from Babylon to Timbuktu, that Muhammad was trying to get Israel to follow him. When that didn't happen, he copied Israel's, way of life, the idea of one God, and he brought that in. So now you're going to see a lot of similarities with Islam, modern Islam, and the Chaldean religion, right? So right on the screen here, what I'm showing you here, this is called the stele of Namu. The stele of Namu, or stele, some people say. They might say a stele. Go ahead, Yeah, go ahead. Do you think? Some people might say the stele of Namu is like what's called them thing, like a stone tablet that has carvings and engravings and different images, and almost like a bust, or not even a bust, like something you would pull up like a plaque, like an honorable plaque. They would have, it was common in those times, and especially with different religious beliefs, they would have steles of different things. And they had this stele of Namu, of the Chaldeans, and the steles of Namu. And who is Namu? The husband of Ningal, like what Bukwash was reading. Ningal is the goddess, and it's depicted as a star. Her husband is the moon, which is Nana. And right here at the top, this is a if you follow on the screen, those of you who are on the screen, who could see on the screen, this here is a high priest of the Chaldeans. On this second row here is another priest. This is some sort of like a building, or they're trying to depict something where you have different priests on different levels. And on the top, the highest priest, he's worshiping the moon god and the star. You get the point? He is worshiping Ningal and Nana, the crescent moon and the star. You see it right there. That's been around long before Muhammad. That image has been around long before Muhammad, long before the Shiite and the Sunni, long before there ever was any modern Islam, long before the Kaaba stone, long before all of that, what you know as modern Islam today. That thing has been around. Right, and it's called the stele of Namu. Y'all could check it out at any time. But this here is an idol. This is not real, because, of course, they're worshiping the host of heaven, which is against our law. Right, they're worshiping that. So, of course, where Farrakhan gets the idea that Barack Obama is the Messiah, is God has to have told him that. He had to have gotten that from Islam, that Barack Obama was the Messiah, and it was a lie. Wherever he got it from, it was a lie. Give me the scripture again.
Zechariah chapter 10, verse 2. For the idols have spoken vanity.
They have spoken vanity. All your idols have spoken vanity. The Chinese worship Buddha and Buddhism and the year of the dragon and the cat and the rat, and none of their gods could have told them that COVID coming or coming back. Right. They didn't see the first COVID and they ain't gonna see the second one. None of their gods could have told them any goddamn thing. Our gods did tell us though. Our gods did tell us they're gonna have plagues and famine and pestilence in the last day. We of course already knew that things like that would come. We understood those was plagues from the Lord, but your idols, they have what? Keep reading.
And the diviners have seen a lie.
Give me what the idols declare. For the idols have what?
For the idols have spoken vanity.
For the idols have what?
Spoken vanity.
For your idols have spoken vanity, like what we just saw with that stele of Ur-Nammu, or your Asian gods, or your East Indian gods. And East Indians is feeding the damn Krishna. You know what I'm talking about, right? They're feeding Krishna. They're feeding Lakshmi. They're feeding the elephant, the blue elephant. They're feeding the blue bro, the 8 hands that have the devil face. They go and put milk and bananas and biscuits in some, temple for them. And that God couldn't tell them about the COVID either. In fact, when the COVID hit, they was destroying their gods. They was breaking their gods because the gods failed. Read it one more time. Go ahead,
I believe the only God that the East Indians have that could feed themselves are the rats, sir.
The rat, the monkey, the elephant, that's about it. And the snake and the cow. That's about it. So the cow didn't whisper to you, hey nigga, COVID coming, and shake his head. You know the East Indians talk. COVID's coming. The cow, they didn't tell you that because you worship idols, you worship dead things.
That's right.
That's why. Read it one more time.
For the idols have spoken vanity. And the diviners have seen a lie.
Right? The diviners have seen a lie. Your religious leaders have seen a lie. All your religious leaders that are talking about peace, peace, peace. There's no peace coming.
That's right.
Peace is not coming. This place is going to sink into a depression that you have never, ever seen before. Never, ever seen. It's going to be, stuff that's going on. You're going to be amazed. Your jaw is going to drop when you see the state of these major cities, of these countries, of these highly esteemed and prestige people. Your jaw is going to drop out. You're going to see things that you'd never thought you would have ever seen in your life. You're going to see it. You're going to see a state senator panhandling. You're going to see it. You're going to see these things happen because the end is near. And your idols have lied to you. Your idols have told you that, life will continue on. Just have faith. Keep going. Party on. You only live once. Everything but what the Lord said. Your idols have lied. Keep going. I'm listening.
They also told them that America will be here forever.
And they also say it's going to be here forever. Who the hell said that? I want to know who said that thing. How is it going to be here forever? I don't understand it. The Americans, the so-called patriots, don't even like America right now. So how is it going to be here forever? You have one group storming the Capitol, one group trying to take control, one group trying to secede the damn union, and you have a whole other group just one because, again, your idols have lied. The eagle has lied to you. Right. That eagle that soar boldly and high and, so all powerful up in the sky, that eagle has lied to you. Unfortunately, I feel sorry for you. I understand you feel betrayed. And those of you who ain't feeling the betrayal, who think this place is going to continue forever, just hold on. Just watch. Don't believe me? Just watch. Right. Don't believe me? Just what Trinidad James said? Don't believe me? Just watch. It's coming. Yeah, you're going to turn to your religious leaders and you're going to be wanting. You're going to be left wanting because they're not going to know what to explain to you. Go ahead.
And have told false dreams.
And have what?
And have told false dreams.
I have a dream that one day XYZ and XYZ gonna live in this and live in that. Barack Obama is the Messiah. Your religious leaders have told false dreams. Your idols have lied to you, man. You don't know what the hell you're doing. You in there worshiping Scientology. You in there trying to be a Rastafarian. You in there trying to worship crystals. You know, crystals and copper wire. Crystals and copper wire round around something. That's something kids make for just jewelry. Somehow that deciding your goddamn life, though. That's deciding your life. Crystals and copper wire, electrical goddamn wire, and a stone, and a dead Ethiopian. That's what's ruling your life. You are going to be sad and depressed and disappointed. And in that day, it's going to be your fault, because you would have known by now that what you're worshiping ain't even real. That's why your life is the way it is, because you're following after idols. Read that last part again.
And have told false lies.
Your idols have told you false lies, false dreams. Salakia. Go ahead.
False dreams. They comfort in vain.
They what?
They comfort in vain.
They comfort in vain. Somebody break that down for me. Somebody explain that one for me. They comfort in vain. Come on.
They comforting me to give words of inspiration or to soothe, but they soothe in vain, because the people are suffering, and all they can say is everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be all right. When it's not gonna be all right, because if they follow what the Lord was saying, they would be warning the people what's coming.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a good comfort that's in vain. We shall overcome. Rock with me, TikTok. We shall overcome someday. 60 years later, the trap beats that. We shall overcome. Not even 60. That's like the 80s. Nice. We shall overcome is soothing in vain. And that's what your leaders are giving you, because they follow idols. They follow absolute idols, brother. And it's soothing you in vain. Them crystals is soothing you in vain. That sage you're burning ain't doing not a goddamn thing but setting off the smoke detector. You take the batteries out every time you got to go worship your God, because it's soothing you in vain. It's not doing a damn thing. Now, this is the kicker. Why does your gods have to soothe you in vain? Why do they have to soothe you anyway? Bring that home for me. Why do the gods have to soothe them anyway? Who knows? Come on.
Because of oppression, sir.
Break it down some more.
Because the oppression that's happening to blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians, they need a comforter. But because they have no answer for them, all they can do is tell them everything will be okay. And God has a plan, and God works in mysterious ways. But there's nothing they can give them.
Exactly. Your life is horrible. Our lives are horrible. And they need to soothe you. Now that's a good one. That's definitely answer number 2. There's an answer number 1. Go ahead, Shapat. Somebody was on?
Sir.
I'm listening.
Cat So Cold said Jesus Christ and YAHWH are idols. Something, can't see this name.
No, sir.
Something. How much money are you asking for?
For what? Money I'm asking for what? If you're talking about the tabernacles, just get called the school right after. You could fly on down and get on down with the tabernacles. Now, if whoever said that Christ was an idol, Jesus Christ is an absolute real man. Right? He's our king. In the Hebrew, you call him Yahweh, and you know I got the proof. I'm going to entertain a fool just for a second. Is he asking? He was making a statement. He was being bold. Trying to work on myself, Hakim. I'm really dismissing people as idiots too much, and I know my people is not idiots. However, so I'm gonna give him the proof. Somebody grab that book for me out of the luggage, the suitcase, medieval Europe. Somebody grab that for me, right? Christ wasn't a real man. Your idol has told you that Christ wasn't real, which is the white man. And of course, after the white man, you have some hippie Negro who starts some blackety black group and told you about a sky daddy and this and that, and began to discredit Christ. Please don't do it up here. You're gonna knock down this light. You can just take it down, put it on the chair in the back where you could open it fully, and just pull for me medieval Europe. All right. You can do it over there by the brown chair, so you can clear the way. Wherever you're comfortable for you, but just at least now up here. All right. And you listen to some hippie Negro who getting high, who gave you something that what kind of talk is Christ is an idol and Yahweh is an idol? Let me see who's in class. Soothing and comforting. That's comfort talk. Because if Christ is not real, I don't have to stop getting high. If Christ is not real, listen, you know who else said Christ is not real? Cat So Cold, that's his name, right? Shabbat, Cat So Cold, he's so cold, right? He just cold. He tell the cold hard truth, right? Let me tell you the cold hard truth. Brother Polite, you know, what he called the goddamn thing? The baffling gland of this and this and this. Brother Polite, who everybody loved. Y'all all loved him. He also said Christ was an idol and he's not real and shut up the Bible. Now he doing 7 years. Now he doing 7 years for having sex with a 14-year-old girl. He believes Christ is an idol. I know Christ is a real man and he's our king. I follow his orders and I'm not touching no 14-year-old girl. Right. Because Christ being an idol is soothing talk because you're too weak to follow to follow rules. That's all. You're too weak to conform. To conform. That's another soothing word. And now in context I'm talking about. We get caught up in rebelling from our oppressor, which is righteous. You're supposed to forget him and his ways and his philosophy, right? You're supposed to forget him. But you get caught up. What does the scripture say about rebellion? I need the book Medieval Europe. You don't see it in there? Open that thing again up. It's in there. And I know it's in there because I bought 2 copies, one for the school. What's on the cover of that book? Okay, is there another big red book in there, brother? Okay, Salaki. I worry, just help him out. Flap that flap over. Flap that flap over. Is there a red book in there? There's no other red book in there. Check the crate, the big crate we have. Check the big crate we have. It's a red book. It's called Medieval Europe. All right, real quick. All right. I don't think it's going to be on the shelf. It's definitely in the camp equipment. I left it in the camp equipment. It ain't going to be over there. Check the big crate we have. You could run down and check it real quick. No sweater. Check the big crate. If Christ is a real man, you're gonna have to stop being a whore. Right. You can't, Netflix and chill. You can't just, invite somebody over because it's 2 a.m. Ain't no more sending texts, who up? Because now Christ is real. And if Christ is real, everything he said was real, which means you have a certain responsibility you have to fulfill. But an idol allows you to do what you feel. Right. An idol lets you do whatever. What the hell could that stone stop you from doing? Huh? What the hell could that stone stop you from doing? That's little crystal you got on your neck with the wire, copper wire around it. What the hell could sage stop you from doing? It can't. You got it? The water. Most I cry. Give him a hand. Shabbat don't give up. Shabbat ain't giving up. Listen, if that book wasn't in here, Shabbat was going to the store tonight. Yeah, I mean, Shabbat, open it. It should tell you what page it's on that first cover. All right. It should tell you. Do you see any pages there? Written anywhere there? It should tell you the page it's on. Yeah, give me page 28. All right, and let me show them the book. So, in fact, read it. I'll show it to him after. All right, let's say the name of the book real nice and loud. So, Cat's so cold. He's so cold, right? He's so cold. Cat's so cold. He's a cold ass dude. All right, go ahead and give it to. Go ahead and read it out.
Okay. Medieval Europe, page 28. New day was about to dawn. It's duty to announce the gospel, the good news.
Is there anything highlighted there?
Okay,
fanatical revolutionists.
No, Salakia, just focusing on that. Focusing on it. You have to start reading from wherever it's marked. It's highlighted. I know it's highlighted in there.
Opinions differ as to whether Jesus believed himself to be the Messiah, who was to deliver his people, the agent of God.
What it says before opinions differ?
There is no adequate reason to suppose that he thought of a Gentile mission, still less of a Gentile Christianity divorced from Judaism.
Okay, what they're explaining here is what is Christianity is separate from Judaism, right? That's what they're running down. And this book is written. It's a historian that did history from the time of Christ all the way forward to medieval times, right? And he's not religious. He's not Christian. He doesn't believe in the Bible, anything. And he found, like there's many other historians that found actual proof of Christ being real and existing and what he did. This is one of them. Go ahead.
Opinions differ as to whether Jesus believed himself to be the Messiah, who was to deliver his people.
Right? Now, what he's saying here, historically, based on what people wrote, they say opinions differ. Whether he can't find historical proof to either deny or confirm that Christ himself believed he was the Messiah, right? Which means what? Did he go around saying, I am the one, follow me? He's saying what? Change and follow. I'm giving you what he was actually saying. Change. Turn from the old man, become the new man, become born again. You get the point? He's telling you come and change your life and follow the Most High. Keep going.
That establishing the new kingdom, but many of his immediate followers took him for the Jewish Messiah.
Right, many of his immediate followers, because he had a ton of followers, and then he had his immediate followers, which is the 12 and those brothers who hung around the 12. They said he was the one. Right, go ahead. Hold on.
So even when Herod asked him, was he the king of the Jews, he wouldn't answer.
He wouldn't answer. He said, who do you say I am?
Right.
You understand? Go ahead.
When at Jerusalem, he was first publicly proclaimed as the inaugurator of the expected new era.
Right. So understanding that in Jerusalem, he was proclaimed as the inaugurator of the new era, the new era, meaning a new time period was supposed to start when this guy started doing what he was doing. And what was he doing? Teaching on the street. This is a historical record, right? He's teaching on the street. And they're saying, based on what he was doing, he was the beginning or the inaugurator, like an inauguration, that starting point of a whole new regime. He was the inaugurator of a new era, otherwise known as what? One word. A revolution. Otherwise known as a revolution. What Christ was saying on the streets of Jerusalem was revolutionary. It wasn't Christian. It wasn't go love everybody. It wasn't words from an idol. Cat so-called. It wasn't that. What he was saying was something that would change lives, that would change regimes, that would change structures. Keep reading. It was what? It was what? It couldn't be stopped. This had to happen. This was going to happen. Go ahead.
That he should be looked upon by the authorities.
That he should be looked upon. Now, because he was the father of, or the starter of, or this fire starter of the revolution, of something revolutionary, meaning it would turn things upside down. It would turn things upside down. At that time in Jerusalem, Jerusalem was under heavy Roman occupation. Heavy Roman occupation. The soldiers was in Rome, the tax collectors, the soldiers throwing people in jail, Caesar, Herod, they're doing whatever they want. It would turn things around, meaning it would take them out of their power. It would give power to the powerless and take power away from the powerful. It would turn things upside down. It would bring justice in a place that had injustice. He was a revolutionary. Go ahead. So now it's saying because of what he was doing, it was inevitable that the people in authority, meaning these big-headed bougie Negroes and these Romans who's in charge, go ahead, looked at Christ, go ahead.
That he should be looked upon by the authorities as a dangerous.
As a what? As a what?
Dangerous.
Go ahead.
And fanatic revolutionist.
Christ was looked at as a dangerous and fanatical revolutionary. That's in the records. Did you know Christ had a rap sheet? He was arrested, right? There's records of him. I think it might mention it there. It didn't say anything about sedition. Keep reading after dangerous and fanatical revolutionary.
About to disrupt and well-established order of things.
About to disrupt the well-established order of things. Christ was a nigga that made trouble. Right. Sounds like UPK to me. Right. Sounds like UPK right. to me.
Right.
The Negroes that make trouble on the streets of Rome. Go ahead. Any more? Please.
He was consequently arrested and crucified.
Mm-hmm.
The movement.
He was arrested and killed. On a lot. Whatever. F y'all. He was correct. Not y'all, but the platform. He was arrested and killed. Right? Like what they do to all black revolutionaries or anybody who sits in that particular seat. You're going to get laid out because you're trying to disrupt the well-established order of things. You know what they mean by well-established? What do they mean by well-established? I'm going to come to you in a second, all right, Mafia? What does it mean by well-established order of things? Why do they say well-established as opposed to he disrupted the order of things? Well-established.
So that.
Okay, what does that mean?
The order that they're running, like it works for the people who for the authority.
Okay, why I say well-established? Like this is a well-established order.
Meaning that it's lasted.
It's lasted. I'll take that. Anybody else?
It was planned and carried out the way
it's planned and executed well, and I say executed for a reason. What do you know about the Roman Empire?
You follow us, or
you follow what Rome says, or you end up on the Appian Way. You know what the Appian Way is? Somebody tell them what the Appian Way is, brother.
The Appian Way is where they had a road of the crucifixion of people who went against the law.
People who were enemies of Rome. Those roads that led into Rome, those highways, on either side, they would put up that crucifix, that cross, that T, and you would hang there till you die. And it would have, those were mile markers. Like if you're going down 95 or, 395 or 95 north, wherever, wherever you're going, 270, whatever highway you on. You know how you see them little green markers at the side of the road, 0.1, 0.8. Those are mile markers letting you know how much of the next mile you covered. So when you see a rest of 10 miles away, you can get an idea how far you still have to go based on it. And once again, this was a system developed before your GPS and your would tell you, next 10 miles and counting down for you. You on the road, your gauge is them little signs. Well, in Rome, the signs were them dead people on the cross all the way, every mile. So you getting struck with fear coming into Rome, meaning come here and try some shit. F around and find out if you want to. Christ disrupted the well-established way. We worked hard to establish this way up in Rome. Remember, the established way is not the Sadducees and Pharisees, because they all reported to Caesar and Herod. You get the point? They wasn't in charge. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. He didn't say render unto the priest. What's the priest? You get the point? Because Caesar was in charge. The well-established way is everything Rome did to do to stamp their authority throughout the known world.
Good night.
And they did it well.
Right.
There's a saying, all roads lead to Rome. You know why? Because they ruled everywhere. There was nowhere you could go that wasn't Roman territory. One nigga went and got 12 niggas. And 12 niggas got more niggas. And they disrupted the well-established way of things. That ain't no idol, cat so cold. That ain't no idol. That's a man who refuses to follow idols. Anymore?
Right.
Go ahead, please.
The movement behind him did not die with him.
Say it again.
The movement behind him did not die with him.
If he was an idol, how he could die? He's not. There's other books with his rap sheet where they run down what he was accused of, sedition and treason and this and that. If he was an idol and he didn't exist, why do they have a rap sheet? Why do the Romans have his charges? You've been told smooth, comforting lies by some idol or somebody who follows an idol. Jesus Christ is a real man. He existed and walked the earth just like you walk in the earth today. He just didn't follow idols like you, cat so cold. Christ was a cat that was really cold. He was cold as could be. Cold as could be. You shouldn't even have that name no more, cat so cold, because you ain't cold at all. I guarantee you. Tell me what you think about weed, cat so cold, marijuana. Explain that to me. I just want to see something. Right? Any more? That's it. Is they saying anything about his rap sheet? I think that's about it for there. The rest of it is good, but I don't want to get too off this topic with the idol worship. Tawada. Yeah, please, come on. Hold on further, right? This is a book called An Introduction to Medieval Europe, 300 to 1500 AD. This is the book right here. All right? There's different volumes of this. There's different versions of it. When I say versions, different people who did research like this, similar to this. There's also other books, historical books of Christ being a real person. There's one guy, not Salman Rushdie. Salman Rushdie, I think he wrote a book called The Satanic Verses, which was a book that was against the Quran. He was a Muslim and left being a Muslim. He was an Arab, and they put we call bounties on his head worldwide. There's another Arab who left Islam and did historical research on the Quran and the Bible, and he wrote a book on our King Yahawashi as well, and he made sure to say that he is not religious and he does not believe in Christianity, but Christ was an absolute real man, and he was not what people think he was. Meaning this cat was no Christian. The Roman government described him as dangerous and fanatic. If Christ was alive today, they would look at him similar to some terrorist. They would look at him similar to that. Not saying he was, but the way how they look at him is like he's enemy of the state. He's not. This is not, you in the new Black Panther Party, or he ain't that. What this dude's saying here is it's going to disrupt things. It's going to take people out their place. They had to put him. They had to put an end to him. You get the point? Who are they, Hannah? Go ahead.
He didn't respond, but F Democrats said, "Oh, Jesus was black." Like a question.
You goddamn Skippy, he was black. Blacker than blackity black, brother. Christ was a black man. A black man, a nigger, like you and me. A nigger. The A and the H at the end. Nigger. Yeah, I'm done with it after water. If you only could do it afterwards. You could put it in the bag. Once we have it in the camp, it just needs to make it to camp. You could put it in the bag or the crate, whichever one. All right. Masaya, you had your hand up?
No, sir. It was heavy. If I could.
Please, Salaki.
We know that Pontius Pilate was a real man, and Tiberius Caesar was a real man.
Mm-hmm.
So much so that they even wrote a letter. Pontius Pilate wrote a letter to Tiberius Caesar about Christ himself.
Come on with it, Doc. Come on, give. I see you trying to work your way up into this officership, people. You still got to do that test, though. But I'll accept all the research you're doing. Yeah, I mean, he trying to research his way into Officer 50. You make it to Officer 45, but you need to do that test to get to 50. Go ahead,
and I'll just start from right here. It says, "For while I my Lord, according to...
So hold on, just to get the backdrop. This is a letter from who?
Letter from Pontius Pilate.
From Pontius Pilate, who was an actual historical person. Go ahead.
To Tiberius Caesar.
To Tiberius Caesar. Go ahead. Another historical person. Go ahead.
For while I, my Lord, according to the commandment of thy clemency, was discharged the duties of my government, which is one of the cities of the east, Jerusalem by name, and which is built the temple of the Jewish nation. All the multitude of the Jews came together and delivered to me a certain man named Jesus, bringing against him many and groundless charges.
So this is Pilate. This is Pilate, who is in the scriptures, writing to Caesar, who is explaining. He's explaining to Caesar now that these Jews, in one of his places that his people occupy, has delivered unto him this cat who, he ain't know too much about, because of course Christ is working in the street. He's not T.D. Jakes. He's not Al Sharpton. You might want to hit that light too, brother. Get in the habit of doing that, all right? He's not T.D. Jakes. He ain't Creflo Dollar. He's on the ground, shaking things up. And they bring him to him. Who's the they that brought him to him? Not good enough. Thank you. The Pharisees and Sadducees, namely, who? That chief high priest Caiaphas. Caiaphas was the one going back. Remember, Caiaphas said, we have to put an end to this cat because he will take away both our seat and something from the Romans. You can find that. That's in the Bible. They say we have to put an end to him because he will take away both our seat and our rulership or money with the Romans. You see, we had to do it. And then he turned to the rest of the Sadducees and Pharisees and said, it's no small thing that by one man we deliver this nation. Meaning he was trying to gain support to deliver Christ to the Romans, telling the rest of the Sadducees and Pharisees and the rest of the big-headed politician niggas that to stop the Romans from coming in and stomping everybody out, we will save the nation by giving them this one cat. He didn't even understand he was prophesying in the spirit of the Lord that he was really going to save the nation of Israel by delivering this one cat. You get the point? He didn't understand that. But to the brother who asked the question, Christ was definitely black. And Matthias is bringing out here how this is a letter from Pilate to Caesar saying, these people delivered unto me this guy called Christ, who they believe to be the king, but he ain't did nothing wrong. Read it again.
All the multitude of the Jews came together and delivered to me a certain man named Jesus, bringing against him many and groundless charges, and they were not able to convict him in anything.
Right? They brought unto him many groundless charges, but they wasn't able to convict him in nothing because he was innocent. He didn't do nothing wrong. All he was doing is telling the truth. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, and that was causing problems. Go ahead, Ad. Yeah, please, come on.
I'm going to send this into the group chat.
Please, you send that to me directly, brother, please.
Book of John, chapter 11, verse 45. Then many of the Jews which came to Mary and had seen things which Jesus did believed on him. But some of them went their ways to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done. Then gathered the chief priests and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we? For this man doeth many miracles. If we let him thus alone.
So Caiaphas, he recognized Christ's power. He said, man, what are we going to do now? This man out here doing miracles, man. Like that old Abomination movie they're about to release, that Clarence movie, where I forget him, Lakeith Stanfield. Lakeith Stanfield say, man, that shit what he got, that's real power. I want that, and I want it today. So he went to go lie. That's Caiaphas and them. That's Caiaphas and them saying, well, what we gonna do? This nigga out here doing miracles. You hear me? Yeah, he ain't powerful like us. He ain't rich. He ain't sitting on top of everybody and ruling. But he in the streets getting real power. What we gonna do? Keep going.
Oh God. If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
If we don't do nothing, this whole nation gonna believe on him. We ain't gonna be in charge no more. Go ahead.
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
And the Romans will come in and take away both our place and our nation. Like them niggas thought they was gods. Like. They say they'll take away our place, meaning our seat, whether they're statesmen or councilmen or congressmen or whatever, and our nation. This nation that belongs to us. The nation belongs to the Romans at the time. They're just letting you live there. You say we got to do something, because if we don't, the Romans will come in and take away our place and our nation. Keep going.
Okay. And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high priest that same year, said unto them, ye know nothing at all. Nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and that the whole nation perish not.
Right? So he's like, listen, y'all don't know nothing at all. It's good that he get delivered, because it's expedient for the nation that one man go and we perish not. I mean, the Romans gonna come in here if we let these people continue talking. The Romans gonna come in here and they're gonna just take away authority from all of us, because they're gonna say we can't keep these streets in order. We can't run black people. Black people is speaking against Rome, speaking against Caesar, talking about following God's laws. And these uppity niggas, they don't want to be the ones who fail at the job of serving the oppressor, serving the white man. So they say, listen, let's sell him out. Let's give them what they want so that we could keep our seat and our nation. Now you understand why Christians hate the I.S.U.P.K. Right. Why Muslims hate the I.S.U.P.K. Why politicians don't like the I.S.U.P.K. Because what we say, they have to go on the Congress floor and answer to white people. Right. Look them in the face and, well, we're sorry. No, we don't believe that. What they're just radical. They're fanatics. You have to understand. They're cult. They're not normal people. They don't represent us. That's what's going on behind these doors and these politicians' offices are. That's what's going on. You get the point? That's how they would operate. You understand? Any more? Go ahead.
And this spake he not of himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus should die for that nation.
Right, and this spake he of himself, not of himself, meaning what? When he spoke, he's speaking to give support to handing Christ over, but he didn't know that was prophecy from the Lord, that one man would die for the nation. You all think you all setting him up to keep your place. You all don't understand what you're all about to do is catalyzing the whole thing. It's bringing it forward. You get the point? That's what he was saying. All right, but again, the idols that people worship at, they're going to say Christ is not real. Christ is an absolute real brother who wanted black people to rule and wanted the oppressors to be ruled over. But the idols you worship would not tell you that. It wouldn't tell you that. Anybody else? Let's get back to the scripture, Warrior, where you was at. Zechariah 11 and 2. Read it again from the top and then we finish it off.
Zechariah chapter 10 verse 2. But idols have spoken vanity, and the diviners have seen a lie, and have told false dreams. They comfort in vain. Therefore they went their way as a flock. They were troubled because there was no shepherd.
And that's why people say stuff like Christ wasn't real. You could take your light off your phone out before your battery dies, all right? That's why people say things like Christ was an idol or he wasn't real, because you lack a shepherd. Weed is your shepherd. The nigga at the dispensary is your shepherd. You know, the hippie selling you crystals and copper wire, that's your shepherd. But a black man who will not get high and not, you know, have sex with whores and not prostitute his sisters and not, you know, murder his brothers, you can't follow him. He's too real for you. He's too much for you. It's just the air is too thin when he's around. He suck all the air up damn room because he's too cold. He's too cold for too cold. Cat too cold. He's too cold for you. Yeah, man. He too cold for you, brother. Too cold for you. You get the point? But that idol you worship, that shit don't make you feel no type of way. You come in there angry, sad, upset, like Polite wants to date a 14-year-old. Right. That idol ain't telling you. I thought the black woman was God. Where was she? So your young God, you have, you know, you sexually assault the young God, and all the big gods around had no power to stop you. Who stopped you, Polite? That's his God. That's his God. That's his God, brother. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused. Your idols, Cats So Cool. Let me know if there's any more comments, all right? Give me the other one I wanted. Corinthians, what? Not Corinthians, First Chronicles.
First Chronicles
16
and 24.
I think, let me hear 24. No sweat.
Is First Chronicles chapter 16, verse 26. For all the gods of the people are idols.
Say it again.
For all the gods of the people are idols.
All the gods of the people are idols. Who are the people? It says the people. Who are the people? What does that mean? Who are the people? For all the gods of the people. Go ahead, Mafia.
This is referring to the different nations of the earth other than Israel.
That's the people. The people who are not Israelites, who are not so-called Negro, so-called Hispanic or Latino, and so-called Native and First Peoples. Anybody outside of that is called the people, right? The other people, everybody else, the people. And their gods, read it again.
For all the gods of the people.
For how many of the gods?
All the gods.
Some of the gods.
All the gods.
They got some real gods and some fake ones.
All the gods of the people are idols.
All the gods of the people are idols. You look at these people, all the gods who they have, brother, are absolute idols. I don't care where you go. Thailand, Vietnam, you know, North Africa, in the deepest forests of Congo. All the gods they have are idols. And our people, we tend to follow the other nations. Right. And you're going to follow their gods. And by following their gods, you make yourself a slave to the people of that God. Right. You follow the gods of another people, you become a slave to that people. You follow, where's Caesar? Our parents followed this God. Our parents followed this God. And who do we work for today?
The same God.
These people.
Right.
You follow Islam. Islam is the God of the Arabs. Who are you serving? The Arabs. You follow some old African God. Who are you serving? The Africans. I saw a story this week. Some board of educators out there in Loudoun County. Is Loudoun County? Loudoun County. English is my first language. Loudoun County. Them niggas take the damn county budget and took a trip to Ghana, the motherland. White people found out and hemming their ass up now. Want to know what you spend money to go Ghana for. They said to expand educational ties, and this would benefit the whole educational system. Them niggas went to Ghana with money because they want to be so pan-African and Africa this and Africa that, so now they're going to serve the Africans. If they get, you know, they get away with fraud, if they don't charge them, you know what I mean? But white people in Virginia found out and said, you all took a vacation on our money because they're serving the Africans. Who are they handling? Go ahead,
This is common due to bunch of letters said, we are saved by faith, not works. And then Shale said, what about the Ethiopian?
Okay, whoever said we are saved by, is it a question or he was a statement he was making?
Statement, sir.
Okay. If we are saved by faith and not works, and the Lord's Prayer says, Our Father, whose art in heaven, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So what the Lord wants on earth, the same thing he wants in heaven. What he wants in the fourth dimension where him and the angels are, is the same thing he wants here. So if we are saved by faith, I guess I'm assuming he means we are saved by a strong belief. You know, the belief that you shake and ooh in church. If we are saved by that and not by works, then don't pay no bills and call the electric company. Call, what is Potomac Electric? PEPCO, Potomac Electric Power Company. Call General Electric. Where's British Gas and Electric? What's the other one? Something Edison. What's the one for New York? I think it's Edison. Con Edison. Call Con Edison and tell them, nigga, you have faith that tomorrow when you flick that switch on, the light's gonna come on. But you're not paying you're not paying them any money you don't have to work for. Since you could be saved by faith and no work, then don't go to work. And all your bills, let it be paid by faith. Smooth. You pay all your bills by faith. I talk like TD Jakes for you to believe. If I should believe that bullshit, then you shouldn't work at all for nothing and eat by faith. You know what I mean? When your wife, I'm assuming you're a straight man, when your woman comes to you with a baby, and you ask, well, how you get pregnant? And she tells you by faith, and you know you didn't put in no work. Remember, you said we saved by faith and not works. So you could get a baby without putting in any work, no sweat, no work, no labor, no nothing. And she gets a baby, and she gonna say, "This is our baby." She gonna hold your hand, baby. This is ours, and this is the baby of faith. I want you to cry and say, "Yes, baby, this is faith in God." She was yelling, "Oh God," but not for you. Since we saved by faith, faith and no works, then do that and let me know how that goes. All right, please. What's the other one? Hold on one second. What's the other one?
Shell said, what about the Ethiopians?
Okay, the Ethiopians are who you would call Cush. They are the Cushites today, right? They are the sons of Ham. All right, they're the sons of Ham. They are Cushites. They're not Israelites. They never were, and they never will be. And thank the Lord for that.
That's right.
Keep your stocks pure, brother. Keep your stock pure. I don't know why a Negro wants to, join forces with the Ethiopian. We're so superior. I know TikTok ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, but I'm gonna say it any goddamn way. The Ethiopian dies in famine. We was in the field picking cotton. Eating, hold on. Do I have the book? Oh, a warrior. Take some time in here and find for me. This is called When I Was a Slave. I don't think I have the page on here. You might have to just peruse through and find it. There's an account in there of they interviewed the slave. I can't remember if it was a brother or sister, but they were saying how they would eat because they would get scraps during the day but couldn't really eat. And at night, they wasn't sleeping because they would go hunt to get meat because Massa wouldn't give them meat. So after they work in the field all day, they would go out at night and hunt possum and, all the meat that we call delicacies today, but it's not really delicacies. It ain't sheep. It ain't mutton. Right. They would hunt whatever is out there. And that's how they would get the protein to get strong because Massa wasn't giving them nothing but leftovers, which was bones and skin and whatever they could, manage to eat during the day. You get the point? Whatever they could manage to eat during the day. What was his question again?
What about the Ethiopians?
Now, the Ethiopians, brother, they free.
Yep.
They just might go through some famine. And I remember seeing them on TV squat down with the big head and the damn vulture standing up right here waiting to pounce. That's what I remember. But my people went through slavery and led a rebellion. They went to the slave quarters and got soldiers to win wars in Germany. Why would I equate myself to Ethiopian? You don't feed him once. I know it just melt. He just nah, man. I can't understand this shit out. Come on.
If I may, I have what the Lord said about the Ethiopians.
Oh, hold on. No, Lord, there's a method to my madness. I'm coming right there. So who else had their hand up? Go ahead. Okay.
The question is from Kid. Do y'all even know Prophet Zephaniah was a Cushite? Read Zephaniah 1:1. Y'all need to read the Bible for real.
Just give it to me. I see you a prophet in training. Give it to me.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 12. Ye Ethiopians.
Say it again.
Ye Ethiopians.
Say it again.
Ye Ethiopians.
What's his name? Kid? Such a child. Such a child in this game. You so young, kid. You such a juvenile in the work of the Lord. They named you twice. Kid. You're so young in this thing. You so elementary school. Give kid a hand. He's coming up here. He's trying to sit in a class with grown men. Kid. Oh boy, kid. I'm a man. Go ahead, kid. Let's go ahead. Let's hear the answer for kid. Go ahead, Matthew.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also. Ye shall be slain by my sword.
Kid, for argument's sake, right? If Zephaniah was an Ethiopian, that's what he said, right?
He said Cushite.
Cushite. If Zephaniah was a Cushite, then he'll be slain too. According to Zephaniah. According to Zephaniah's own mouth. Read it again.
Ye.
No, tell him where you're at.
Come. This is the book of Zephaniah.
Say it again.
This is the book of Zephaniah.
I want to make, if you say it once, only the first kid gonna hear. I want the two kids to hear. So say it again.
This is the book of Zephaniah.
Tawada, go ahead.
Chapter 2, verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
Said the Lord, kid. So explain to me what God just said. Because that's lucky. How do you add up?
No, Slacky, so you say, explain the problem. Exactly what you just said about even his name. I said the same thing last night.
Oh, he was in here before?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the first kid was here last night. The second kid had to come to school tonight. Equal opportunity. Don't worry, give him a few weeks. He's going to grow into a man. All right. Where we at with it? A warrior, you found the thing? No sweat. Somebody could pick up Chronicles 16 and 26.
Chronicles chapter 16 verse.
No. Where we at? 20 something, right? 26 and 16 and 26, right? Go ahead.
First Chronicles 16 and 26. For all the gods of the people are idols.
And why would you state that you're lost because we not joining no Ethiopian? If you want to love the Ethiopians, go and do it. That don't mean the whole of Israel got to do the thing. Yeah, all of Israel ain't got to follow it because you want to have sex with some Ethiopian. Goddamn. Y'all see Shakara Richardson? She ain't no Ethiopian now. Right. Neither of them brought from Jamaica. Right. Yeah, I mean, that's who lighting up the tracks out. Right. I'm just dropping hints, brother. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you straight up. You could what she gonna do? Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Shabbat.
The Bible called the Ethiopians ugly if you want to preach that.
All right, listen, I'm trying to see if I could get 2 hours on this damn TikTok for once in my life. Everybody got goals. Everybody got personal achievements. I'm trying to get my personal best to see how long I could stay up on this thing before they, silence me. All right. 16 and 26.
Okay, 16. First Chronicles 16:26. For all the gods of the people are idols.
All the gods of these heathens are idols. All right. And the heathens are idol worshippers by nature. They worship things they could feel and touch and make them feel good. They worship those things. That's why they the East Indians worship the cow. The East Indians worship the cow because, of course, the cow is so powerful and gives them milk. They don't eat the cow. They think the cow is so sacred they can't kill the cow. You get the point? Adam had dominion over everything in Genesis. Why? Because Adam had knowledge to know what to do with everything. He understood that the horse was not for eating, but for riding. You get the point? For transport. He understood that the bull could pull a plow that he could plant, and in due season, you could eat the bull. If you manage him right, you could get more bulls out of this bull and a few heifers. You sow up a few heifers with this bull and let the bull plow the land, and you could sow the land and reap on both sides of animal husbandry and farming. You could get crops and cattle. You could get crops and goats. Adam had wisdom that gave him dominion. The heathens don't have that. They'll push their face in the cow's nether regions, brother, until pee comes out and dye the hair yellow. And then come to the America in 2023 and say, Shayo. And everybody, bow down and worship that thing and play him and make him number one and think Thames is bad. I'm sorry for you. If you all think Thames is a baddie. If Thames is a baddie, then I ain't never been with a baddie. All right, we done with this? Give me, come on.
I had a precept if I could.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 18 through 19.
Mm-hmm.
What profit the graven image that the maker thereof hath graven it, the molten image and the teacher of lies, that the maker of his work trusteth therein.
Read one more time.
Come. What profited the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it, the molten image and the teacher of lies.
Right. What profit has the read this one more time, Salaki.
What profited the graven image that the maker thereof have graven it?
Right. What profit is the graven image that the maker has engraven it? What profit is it of it? Go ahead.
The molten image and a teacher of lies.
Right. Is a molten image and a teacher of lies, meaning this image is nothing. And the teacher who follows after this image or this graven image or this idol is nothing. They're teaching lies. And that's your religious leaders. I say Christian leaders, your Muslim imams, your Rastafarian priests, your Scientologist priests, your atheists even. They all teachers of lies. They don't know what the hell they're talking about. I worry, you found that thing yet? Oh, no sweater. No sweater. You ain't got to sweat it if you ain't fine. It's definitely in that book When I Was a Slave. Hold on. All right. In the meantime, let's move to wisdom. Oh, Slack, you had another question. You had a question on there, or that was it? That was it.
Yeah, he's just mad.
Oh, he ranting about the Ethiopians now? Cheerleading? Give me an E. Give me a T. What does that spell? Slave. Because they're going into slavery. Right. Is he Ethiopian? Kid?
I don't know what he is.
Okay, the person who is kid over here on YouTube or Facebook? Facebook. The kid guy. Are you Ethiopian in some way, or is your mother Ethiopian? I might be able to clear that up for you and free you to to be an Israelite. All right.
Like I said, he was on a few weeks ago that said he knows millions of Africans who are on our side, whatever, but he never been to Africa and all that stuff.
If he knows millions who are on our side, tell those millions that they owe tithes, 10% of that money. 10%. He said on our side, meaning they favor the UPK?
No, they favor black people.
What if they favor black people? I still want the money. I still want the 10% of that money. All that scamming money is just 10%. 10%. Go ahead.
Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 1. Sure.
Is it starting at 13 or 12?
Yeah, 13.
13. Make sure. Hold on. Make sure it don't start at 12. 13. All right, let's go with 13 then.
Come. Book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Surely vain are all men by nature.
Say it again.
Surely vain are all men by nature.
Surely vain are all men by nature. Surely vain are all men by nature. That's for Cat So Cold and Kid. You all are vain because you all are driven by the things that give you pleasure. You are absolutely driven by the things that are giving you pleasure. Just like that polite. He was driven by what gave him pleasure, and he pleasured himself straight into a steel box. Straight into a steel box. First, the black woman was God. He was trying to seduce the box. Now he went to the underage box. Now he ended up in the steel box. He's going to be in there for 7 years because vain are all men by nature. Go ahead.
Okay. Who are ignorant of God.
Mm-hmm.
And could not out of the good things that are seen know him that is.
Right? Who are ignorant of God and could not out of the good things see him that is. Meaning what? Not out of what you see. All the things that you think are good and deem as good, you don't understand that somebody has created all these things. You get caught up in worshiping the creation and not the creator. Right? Matthew, you was holding something? What you had?
I had 19 of Habakkuk chapter 2.
Let me hear it. Go ahead, since you was holding it.
It's the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 19.
Uh-huh.
Woe unto him that saith to the wood, awake,
mm-hmm.
to the dumb stone, arise, it shall teach. Behold, it is laid over with gold and silver,
mm-hmm.
and there is no breath at all in the midst of it.
Exactly. That's a stone cold precept. It's good for idol worship for a Christian church and a Muslim mosque. Woe to him that say to the dead stone, arise and speak, or to the wood, it shall be good. Because that's how we carry these idols. Right. Like they could help you and they can't help you.
Right.
You get the point? They can't do anything. They what? Speak for comfort, like we read in the scripture before. All right. Give me back Wisdom of Solomon. That was it? That was it, Matthew? No, sir. We got to worry. Tell me what, if that's it, just make sure to mark the page for me. You can write it in the front of the book. Go ahead.
It's in page 53.
Uh-huh.
We raised our own tobacco and hung it in the barn to season.
Mm-hmm.
And anybody could go get it when they wanted. We always got Saturday afternoon off to fish and hunt. We used to have fish fries and plenty of game in them days.
Mm-hmm. No, not that part. This one, he says they had no meat. And they had to go and hunt at night after they slave. They had to go hunt at night after they slave and they couldn't sleep. And I think there was one where they said the master came out and threw scraps for the dog. And a brother wrestled the dog for the food ark. Wrestled the dog. You understand? That's who we come from, brother. We ain't come from somebody who, vultures waiting to make us a meal. Right. We ain't come from that. All right? Let's get back on with Solomon.
Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Neither by what?
Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster.
Neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster. You see, and they're not seeing everything that they want to worship, and they don't acknowledge the workmaster. Keep going.
Verse 2. But being either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars.
Right, but they see fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars. They look at that and they start thinking about astrology and looking into the flame. And the wind is telling me this and blah, 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 blah. And those become your gods because you turn into an idol worshiper because you don't want to obey the Lord. If you have to respect that there is a creator, the next thing you're going to have to do is understand that you have to do what the creator says to do. Life is much easier when you worship the creation. It's just much easier. It's just, that's all it is. It's just much easier when you just living and pray into something that's dead. Keep going.
Or the violent water, or the light of heaven, to be the gods which govern the world.
Right? You worship the violent water or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world. That's who you think is in charge. That's who you think is in charge. There got to be some correlation with idol worship and not at all valuing your father. There got to be some correlation with that thing. Because you could see everything. You look in the mirror every day, and because of some Christian woman, you learn to hate your father. He was never around. He was never this or never that. Yet still you look at what your father made. You love the creation, not the person who made you. There got to be some psychological correlation between that, right, and not understanding that somebody made everything that you like, and all you had to do is recognize that there is a creator and do what the creator says to do. Life is much easier when you don't have to do that. There's no laws. There's no rules to follow. You do what you want, because the sun, the moon, the stars, the wind, the fire, they can't tell you nothing. They can't stop you. They can't punish you if you disobey them. You can do what you want. Keep going.
Okay. Verse 3. With whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods.
With whose beauty of them being delighted, you took them to be gods. Go ahead.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them.
Right? You must understand how much better the first author of beauty is. Read that part again. Salaki.
Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them. Right?
You must understand how much better the Lord is, because he's the first author of beauty that created them. Because you had to help him out, and I just glance over and see, oh, this dude, he running amok up in here. What is he saying? Is something that I should deal with? Or you could just kick him out? Okay, read them things he's saying right there.
He says, starts out, it says, read the whole book of Zephaniah. If it doesn't say Jerusalem shall be punished, answer my question.
It does says Jews will be punished. It says that in Deuteronomy. It says that in Revelation. It says that in Mark. It says that everywhere. It says that we would be punished by who? Our Father. However, it didn't say he gonna slay us by the sword. He's doing that for children that are not his. He just loved the Ethiopians. That's all. Go ahead.
He also says, answer my question. Does the Bible say Prophet Zephaniah was a Cushite or not?
Not in the way you're talking about. If Zephaniah is a Cushite, then Paul is a white man. And Ruth was a Chinese woman. If that's what you're talking about. All right.
If I may, I have Zephaniah in the pictorial Zondervan Bible Dictionary.
You want me to anoint you after class, don't you? You want me to raise you up to officer 50 after class, right? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Zephaniah, an ancestor of the prophet Samuel.
So Samuel was an Ethiopian? That's what you're trying to say? Nah, Zephaniah was not no Cushite. Go ahead,
So he also was the great grandson of King Hezekiah. What you got?
But that according to him, those was Cushites. It's a water too for that too. Go ahead.
And the verse that Kid wants us to read actually says it.
But he don't. Come on, give it to me. Give it to me. Because you want to rank race now. You're pulling precepts. You're trying to impress me. You're gonna do your test out. That's what you're gonna do. Go ahead.
This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 1. The word of the Lord which came unto Zephaniah, the son of Cushi, the son of Gedaliah, the son of Amariah, the son of Hezekiah, in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah.
All right, then, kid. So what is he talking about?
He's saying, because it says Cushi, but that he's a Cushite.
Say that again.
Kid is saying that because it says he's the son of Cushi, that Cushai, that Zephaniah is a Cushite.
You're stupid. How do you do it on the internet? Say, you're stupid. That's what, kid. You're stupid. Stop it. You're stupid. You're a child. You're a babe. That's in the Bible too. You're a babe in the scriptures. You're a babe. I'm not even talking about that. It doesn't say Cushite. It doesn't even say Cush. It says Cushi. And somehow you see that and think he's a Cushite. You get high. I could see that. I could see that part. Right. You get high. What's that? Who's holding something else? Where we at? Wisdom and Solomon? Yeah, please, let's go. No, hold on. He said something else here that I want to definitely deal with. Cushy is not Cushite, kid. You're just stupid. You're just slack it. You're just slow. You're spiritually slow. All right, you're spiritually slow. Cushy is not Cushite. That's not what it's saying. It says here he's a descendant of Judah. There was a man named Cushi. You might want to go do some Hebrew and see what Cushi is. All right. He said something here about Latinos.
So he's saying this in response to what you were saying about he wants to sleep with
Ethiopians.
And he says, same way y'all want to have sex with Hispanic women,
which is lawful. And you saying that lets me know you just mad because that thing you're having sex with is not, that ain't kosher. That ain't, it's nasty. It's a nasty thing you're having sex with there. Damn. I feel sorry for you, brother. You ain't never got a real woman. Go ahead. It's so like shit. You the one who want to talk about the Ethiopians. Go ahead and save them out. Go ahead and save them. That's not what it is, kid. You lost that. You lost. Go to the Hebrew. Let me know what Cushi is. Let me know who Cushi is. He's the son of an Ethiopian, but the son of a Judite at the same time. Are you stupid? Damn. Give me what? Go ahead.
So this for the Hebrew too. His name will be Kawashia.
Kawashia in the Hebrew, which means what?
Their blackness.
Their blackness. So he was the son of a nigga who was called black. Darkness. Charlie Murphy, darkness. If you're Ethiopian, kid, if you're Ethiopian. God damn it. Cushi just means, this is Kawashia, which means their darkness. This particular man, he was called their darkness. And he had a son whose name Zephaniah. It doesn't say he was a Cushite. They all come from Judah. It just says they were sons of Judah. You stupid. God damn, kid. I'm calling kid. Put an extra kid on the end of that shit. You stupid. Give me the one-on-one, please, quickly. Keep going.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, chapter 13, verse 4. But if they were stars at their power and virtue, let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them.
Right. If you are astonished by their power and virtue, you got to understand how much mightier is the Most High that made them. What verse you at?
That was verse 4.
Verse 4. Hold on. Let me skip you down, all right? Give me verse 10.
Okay. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13, verse 10. But miserable are they.
Read it again.
But miserable are they.
Say it again.
But miserable are they.
Say it again.
But miserable are they.
Idol worshippers, you all are miserable. Christians.
But miserable are they.
Muslims.
But miserable are they.
Rastafarians.
But miserable are they.
And Polite say he was an Egyptologist. I know after he heard that, that time, I think they was giving him 25 or 30 years first. And he pled down to 7. So 7 years time served, not time served, but 7 years he had to go to prison for, 10 years probation. and a $25,000 restitution fine. Listen, I thank the Lord for these UPK fines. Get them UPK fines a hearty hand. Those of y'all who received them, y'all know what I'm talking about. That's nothing. I'll pay them fines 10 times over. That shit he talking about there. They say he had to pay the woman or the girl who he assaulted $5,000 before he go to jail, and then he had to pay it all off. I think after he comes out. He had to pay it off, like, restitution. It's, you're going to get that. Meaning, 25 grand will make it, help her out. Help her forget all the, nonsense she done did, plus the punishment. I'm sure when he heard that, he was what?
Miserable.
That's not a pyramid inside her. Not a pyramid inside, not a sphinx to help him, not the sarcophagus or whatever they like to say is buried. Right. Nothing could help him. Not the metal netter. The metal netter that nobody could read. That shit ain't helping Polite now. Right. Not that shit ain't helping Polite. I listened to that tape Tazariak post, but Tazariak gonna dig that shit in. Tazariak gonna live in that wound for the rest of the year. He start every guy. Hey, Shalom, Israel, this is I.S.U.P.K. Polite got locked up for molesting somebody. He gonna live in that thing out. Because boy, I listen to that judge and that DA and that prosecutor talk about that shit, and he's just, yes, I understand. I'm like, damn, man. You were just shooting up the Bible, talking about God ain't real. And it's fairy tale and it's made up. Okay. Go ahead, Slacky.
Now, I know it's Polite only use big words for niggas. He used no big words in that court. It was yes and no. No affirmative. Nothing affirmative. None of that. Delayed nothing. Go ahead, Bukwaz.
So, Kid says, let's not rejoice if our brother falls. He said, let's pray for him.
Well, Polite is African. He said he's African. How is he our brother? Who's our? I thought he was a Hamite. Isn't he a Hamite?
Right.
Or nobody knows?
I don't know. It changes, sir. It's locked in.
Okay, no sweat. Listen, kid. Don't try to get on one accord with me now. You ain't bringing no Ethiopian to nothing. All right, you on the side of the Ethiopians. I guess that's why you want Polite to be prayed for. Right. Listen now, there's innocent brothers who need your prayers. Right. You understand? That's what's going on. Polite is getting mercy from the Lord. That's right. I'm telling you straight up. He's getting mercy from the Lord, kid, and whoever else is a Polite fan. Because if that girl had a father who was around, there would be a funeral and no jail time. That's right. There would be no orange jumpsuit. There would be no $25,000 restitution. There'd be none of that BS. Right. There would be, damn, how long I ain't see Polite? He'd be missing. Right. He and his big old head would be missing. Right. If that girl had a father that was around. If she had a father that was around, that shit would not happen. First to begin. And I'm telling you straight up and down, that's mercy from the Lord, brother. 14 years, huh? 14. And you parading your wives around grown women. And they ain't enough? Well, damn. 14? You want me to pray for that? You're joking. Y'all are a serious goddamn joker. You don't want no kind of justice at all. There's people saying that shit is too light. He need more time for what he did.
Right.
You saying let's pray for our brother? Kid, have you touched a 14-year-old too? Mm-hmm. Are you asking for mercy and prayers for him because you could identify with him? Let me find out, kid, that there's some 14-year-old Ethiopian that you fighting for. You the Ethiopian Superman. Go ahead.
He didn't say let's pray for the sister that happened to.
Right. We got a Levite in the class. I forgot about that. We got a Levite priest in the class. Kid, where's the prayers for the victim? You don't want to hear that though. Man. Please,
last night, this same kid asked this guy love everybody. He said yes. I asked him if God loved child molesters. He took a minute to answer. He said yes. God loves
took a minute. He took a minute. How many comments he leave on the page, right? And he's still leaving comments.
He's still leaving.
And he took a minute to answer you.
Yes, I was like, I made him answer. I was like, you need to answer this guy. I'm a child.
What was his answer?
He said yes. And I told him,
okay, whoever know Kid, go ask the children around him if Kid ever touch them. I'm telling you straight up and down, go do it now tonight if you love these children. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Go ask these children about Kid, and let's see what you hear.
Right.
And I'll pray for you in that day, Kid. Go ahead. And I hope the Ethiopians pray for you too. Go ahead. Oh, damn, he's a kid. He a kid. Good night. The Shabbat name is Judge, you know. He a judge. What did he say after me again?
I will.
Oh, he damn. It's a lot here. Kid, you move out, huh? Move, change your name. Right. You know what's good for you. So like, let's keep reading now. Miserable.
Verse 10. But miserable are they, and in dead things who call them gods.
Miserable are they, and in dead things is their hope, who call them gods. What's the them? Those idols. The sun, the moon, the stars, the fire, the wind, the pyramid, the desert, right. The jackal, Anubis, right. Horus, Hotep, you know, Allah, Ningal, Nana, Haile Selassie, the atheist who worships himself. You know, you call dead things God. Miserable are they. And in dead things is your hope. Right. Your hope is in dead things. That's why you live life depressed all the goddamn time, because your hope is in dead things. Right. You don't understand what's really happening. You don't understand what's about to happen. Commander Johnny Hanna said it recently with Salaki. Where this was it the radio show? New York, at the cookout. He said 2024, gird your loins. Right. Yeah. He said 2024 is about to be horrible. Yeah. You know, who have ears to hear, let them hear. That's all I'm saying. What else you got, huh?
Okay. Which are the works of men's hands, gold and silver, the shoe and art, and resemblances of beasts, or a stone good for nothing.
Read that part again.
Who call them gods, which are the works of men's hands.
Right? You call gods the works of men's hands. Right. They go to Mecca every damn year and go surround that Kaaba stone, which was the works of a man's hands. Surround that little house. A man had to build that house and laden that little thing that looked like a vagina with gold and silver and keep it polished and clean. Right. Those are men's hands. Whoever carved the statue of Mary, or whoever carved the crosses they put up in the churches, the huge crosses. Right. Those are works of men's hands, right? Go read after that.
Gold and silver to show art in.
Right, you showing art in them things. You like to, you know, pray to this cross and kiss the cross and make the sign of the cross and kiss the feet of Mary and kiss the feet of Caesar Borgia, the white Jesus. But people made that for art, to show art in. Right. But you don't turn that into your God because you're simple. Right. Go ahead.
And resemblances of beasts, or a stone good for nothing.
And you done, saw resemblances of beasts, or a stone that is good for nothing. Why is it mentioning a stone way back then? Because like I said at the beginning of the class, the Chaldeans were famous for worshiping idols and stones and stuff. Go ahead. The Chaldeans were famous for that. Right. You understand? Any more, Shabbat?
Okay. The work of an ancient hand.
The work of what?
An ancient hand.
The work of an ancient hand. Because you pass it down. You pass it down from generation to generation as if this is something special. And, right. You know how old this is? This is our family tradition. How many times you hear that? This is our family tradition. And you think this is something that you should just carry on with and never, ever, turn away from and never obey the Lord but follow after the works of men's hands. Go ahead.
Verse 11. Now a carpenter that
Take your time. Hold on. Mafia, nice and loud. You could take over from the brother, all right? To what or two, Shapat?
Verse 11. Now a carpenter that felleth timber after he hath sawn down a tree meet for the purpose, and taken off all the bark skillfully round about, and have wrought and have wrought it handsomely.
So now you have this carpenter who done cut down this tree. What verse you at?
Verse 11. Sir.
Verse 11, right? And skillfully taken off the bark round about and had wrought it handsomely, meaning he worked it. Wrought is old English for he worked it. He wrought it handsomely, meaning he carving up something and the shit looking good. He take a big old tree stump and turn that into a big old bow or a harp or something giant. You get the point? Made a boat out of it. Who the hell knows? But it looked good. It was pleasing to the eye. That's why he say he wrought it handsomely. Go ahead.
And made a vessel thereof fit for the service of man's life.
Right? And made a vessel thereof fit for the service of man's life. Made something that was just so outstanding. Go ahead.
And after spinning the refuse of his work to dress his meat, have filled himself, and taking the very refuse among those which serve to no use, being a crooked piece of wood and full of knots.
I read that part again.
And taking a very refuse among those which serve to no use.
What's this again?
Verse 13, sir.
Refuse, right? Go ahead.
Being a crooked piece of wood and full of knots, have carved it diligently when he had nothing else to do, and formed it by the skill of his understanding, and fastened it to the image of a man.
Right. So he took this. Go ahead, Shapat. Let me hear you. Let me hear you.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cut a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen, with the axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it not remove not. As the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born.
Right. All that is definitely idol worship, and that's your precept for your Christmas tree. It's definitely a precept for that, right? Now to explain, so who could break down what this brother was just read here? Read it again, Matthew. That's a good precept too, Shapat.
Verse 13, sir.
Yeah.
Verse 13. And taking the very refuse.
That's how you'll say it.
Refuse among those which serve to no use.
Right. So he take the refuse among those that serve to no use, meaning he take wood that's okay. If you ever go Home Depot or Lowe's or somewhere and you're looking for ply or 2x4, anybody who's done it, what you looking for? Come on.
Me.
You have your hand up, sis? Or Slaki?
Price first.
Forget the price. You get the job, you have a budget. Right. You going, what you looking for with wood? Because we're dealing with trees here with lumber. Go ahead.
So the quality, like what wood is, what the grain is wild.
The grain.
All across the board, it's not weathered or it's old or dried out.
Not old or dried out. What else are you looking for? You see them little knobs, or no, you wouldn't see the knobs because it's machined, right. But you're gonna see the little it's like the little black rings, and you know it's gonna be hollow day soon enough. Right. or there's a part that's machined in the 2x4, and you see it there, and it's like, damn. And you with that, if you buy in bulk, you buying about 10 sheets or how much ever pieces, you might be able to, negotiate that down because of this little rib on not the rib. I forget this. A knot they call it. Right. Not only, even though it's not a knot like this, but it's machined into the wood. But that's like a blemish. So normally stuff like that, really, you wouldn't use it for what you want to use it for. Right. Especially if you want something smooth, like a smoother finish. You laying something down. You want perfect ply. Mm-hmm. He's taking the shit that's refuse, meaning it's trash. Right. And he makes something glorious out of it with the nuts and all that. Go ahead. Shit. I mean, it was a good house before, but it's an outstanding house now. Salakia. But not so much that, because that's not an idol. That's, he needed a house. He built a house. I'm talking about somebody who would just take nothing and make it into something and sort of pray to the shit. Right? That's what this is talking about here. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Being a crooked piece of wood and full of knots.
And it's crooked. Usually a crooked piece, you're not going to use it for nothing. Right. Because it's just already bent up. It's warped. Right. You understand? You're not really going to use it for anything. You might use it for a cane, but you ain't really using it for anything, solid, right? Go ahead.
And have carved it diligently when he had nothing else to do.
Right, he carved it diligently when he had nothing else to do. Go ahead.
And formed it by the skill of his understanding. Mm-hmm. And fashioned it to the image of a man.
Right, he formed it by the skill of his understanding, and he fashioned it to the image of a man. So he made something with a man face on it or an outline of a statue or something. And that's what he did from his understanding. Not from the Lord, not words from the Lord. This is from his mind, right? Go ahead.
Or made it like some vile beast.
Or he made it like some vile beast, right? He made it like some animal. Go ahead.
Laying it over with vermilion.
Mm-hmm.
And with paint, coloring it red, and covering every spot therein.
Right, and vermilion is, somebody look up vermilion. I want to believe that's like a lacquer or something, if I'm not mistaken. I want to believe it's like a lacquer, almost like a varnish or something like that. Go ahead.
It's a reddish color.
Okay, but what is it's a color, but what is it? It's like a go ahead.
It's a stain.
It's like a stain. That's what I'm saying, like a lacquer almost. Right? Like you could lacquer, how people just apply that black lacquer to some tables and make it look like epoxy resin. Right? That vermilion is like a rich thing you would stain something with and have like a coating. Like they made this should look good. This was a bumpy piece of crooked stick with knots on it. Now it's, a big old moose with vermilion. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. And when he had made a convenient room for it, set it in a wall and made it fast with iron.
Right? And when he made a convenient room for it, he set it in a wall and fastened with iron. Like what you see in them churches, like it's something in the wall, like you ever seen them churches? They have a National Cathedral, right? What did they recently fix on the National Cathedral? I was damn near flabbergasted. You all remember there was an earthquake in 2012, right? And cracked the monument, shook the National Cathedral. Certain things fell off of it. They recently fixed the last few fixtures. One in particular. It was a goddamn gargoyle. I'm like, hold up. Ain't y'all supposed to be Christian? Right. They have a full gargoyle on the damn top of the thing, and they finally fixed it up. Because the Lord cracked all that up. I give the Lord a hand. The Lord was mighty and powerful in that day, brother. DC shook. Shook, and people were scared, and it was good y'all scared. Right. I was. I really was. I was like, hold up. Damn. Right? Keep going.
Okay. For he provided for it, that it might not fall, knowing that it was unable to help itself.
Right? So all this he's doing so that it don't fall, because this thing cannot help itself. It's an idol. And it can't help you. It can't do anything to you. What could help you is a man who is better than you, because he follows other men who are not idol worshippers, who gives you an order and tells you stop getting high. Right. Who gives you an order and tells you stop being a whore. Stop committing abortions. You brother, stop having sex with whores. You stop being a damn homosexual. Stop being a lesbian. I'm about to get kicked off. I was doing good. It's doing good. Go ahead,
Shell said, can I call in?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you might just have to type the number in. I think TikTokers get mad for numbers, so what kind of weird ass app is that, brother? They mad for every damn thing. So you might have to type number in, you could call in. I hope Shell is not kid friending them, because you ain't gonna get no air here. Go ahead. No, I think Kid is the Ethiopian one, right?
Kid is the African. Kushite, but it just piggybacked off of what.
Okay, Shell asks, what about the Ethiopians? Maybe Shell is Kid. We about to find out. Stay tuned. Anyway, right? They make all these things. Let's keep reading. Let me skip you down some. 17.
Come on. Verse 17.
Then
maketh he prayer for his goods. For his
wife. Read it different. Then maketh he prayer for his goods. Go ahead.
Then maketh he prayer for his goods. For his wife and children. And is not ashamed to speak to it. And is not ashamed to speak to that which hath no life.
So now picture this. This man makes this image and puts it in a wall. And eventually we get cut off. I made 2 hours, yo. Give me a hand. That's about 2 hours right there, right? I'll take that. F TikTok though. To hell with y'all. Right? As soon as we start to talk about, don't be a whore, don't be a lesbian, don't be this. The law is TikTok is idol worship. I'm telling you straight up. It's absolute idol worship. Them chinks know what the hell they was doing. All right. So picture a man having something in a wall. He done made it. And it's so great, he starts to pray to it. He starts to, do rituals for his goods and his food and his whatever. You ever see athletes, they have a ritual they do at the beginning of a game or the start of a race. It's similar. They think that's, they say this is, I do this for what? That's not what they say. I do this for good luck. Luck is what? Luck is a god. So I do this for luck to be good to me. You understand? It's like how you say, Lord be with you. I do this for good luck. When LeBron come out and do this thing and throw up the thing, that's for good luck. And some of them wear the same drawers. Some of them had the same basketball shoes or track shoes or whatever from since they was in high school. They do all these things and they're worshiping idols just like this dude here, right? Go ahead.
Come.
And they're not ashamed to speak to that which has no life. They're not afraid to just sit down. You see people go in a church and sit down and looking at a statue of a cross with a white man hanging and say, Lord, why are you doing this to me? All I did was love you, God. And that nigga never talk back. He don't say nothing. He don't say nothing. The Christmas tree, you worship that Christmas tree every damn year, and the Christmas tree don't say nothing back to you. The Christmas tree don't even clap its branches and say, damn nigga, you could sing. You don't say nothing. You're not ashamed to go talk to it. You just go talk to it. Listen, give it, I'm telling you straight up, give it a few more years. When is Martin Luther King Day or Black History Month? There's people that's going to go down to that statue down there in the National Mall and pray to Dr. King, because he's what now? The Blackety Black group, the Egyptologist group. What is he now?
Idol.
He's an idol. That's what we call him. But what would they call him? No, they would say he's the ancestors now.
Oh.
That's the ancestors. And the ancestors would guide you. Dr. King, just show me the wisdom. Show me they put a hand on the statue. Start to cry. Right now, they just go down there and take pictures and lay flowers down. Give it some time. Give it some time and see if they ain't go pray to that ugly statue. It's crazy, but it's true. Men before did it. Keep reading.
Come on. Verse 18. For help, he calleth upon that which is weak. For life, prayeth to that which is dead. For aid, humbly beseecheth that which have less means to help. And for a good journey, he asketh of that which cannot set a foot forward.
Right? So it's okay, right here, he's kind of clowning whoever is in this idol worship. Right? He's saying, for health, he call upon this thing which is weak. It's not strong, it's sick. It's this, it can't cure him. Right? For life, he praying to the thing that's dead. Right? For aid, he humbly beseeching it for something that has the least means to help itself. Like that's our people are. Like you tell me that ain't our people. You praying to something that's dead for life. You pray to something that's weak for health and strength. You're praying to something to be able to keep you safe in travel that you have to pick up and move. That's idol worship. It's insanity. You had somebody on? Go ahead.
Caller 202-809 on the line. You got a question or comment? Go ahead.
How you doing? Say shalom.
On TikTok. I'm on YouTube with y'all now.
Okay. Go ahead. I can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Okay, the guy was what was his name? A200. He said, what about the Ethiopians? So I tagged him and said, what about them? And bro read it wrong.
Okay.
And so Ethiopians.
Give her a hand. Listen. I understand, and Tawada for calling in and saying that she didn't want that Ethiopian stain on her or her conscience. She wanted to make sure and cleanse herself of that Ethiopian stain. She said, "What about them?" She put the nigger on the shit. She's like, "What about them?" Go say that again, sis. Say again.
Now I was asking him. I said to him, "So what about them?"
That's right.
He said, what about you? And I asked, what about them? Yeah, that's all.
That's right. Listen, you
stand down there all the time with y'all.
Listen, you're right, sis. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And listen, I thank you for calling in and clearing that up. I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate that, sis. Of course. Did you have a question?
You're welcome. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. I had this coworker, right? Yeah. I had this coworker. And she was saying that she get a task or 2% of her paycheck. But I was telling her to show me that.
Say that one more time.
It wasn't no kind of proof for the, for the tithes on money. It doesn't have proof. I don't see proof.
Okay, say that one more time. You have a co-worker who said tithes was what?
My co-worker, she gives her pastor 10%.
Uh-huh.
My co-worker.
Okay.
Hit her paycheck to pay time.
Okay.
To pay time.
Okay.
But I don't see that nowhere in the Bible saying you're supposed to pay time with money.
Okay. I understand. Okay. And what do you see for paying tithes? Shapad, you might want to appeal this real quick. You can take it on.
Well, it goes food.
Say that.
Food, not money.
Where does it? No problem. No problem. Okay. Bear with me, sis. Listen to me for a second. Let me ask you this. Where are you? First of all, give me a registry. What tribe are you? You're from the tribe of Judah. And what city are you in?
I'm in Washington, D.C. I go down there to pay for hospital.
Oh, shit. Say less. Say less. Well, listen, sis. You calling at the right time. This is what I want, right? If I show you tonight in the Bible that tithes is money, will you bring your tithes to camp on Saturday and put that envelope in my hand and say, give this to Commandant John YAHANNA? Yeah, I thought so. I thought so. I thought so. So then what's the point? I'm asking you, sis. Listen to what I'm saying. You said you don't believe that tithes is money. I'm telling you, if I show you in the Bible that tithes is money, will you bring your tithes down to the DC camp on Saturday and put an envelope straight in my hand and say, give this to Commandant General YAHANNA? Say that one more time. Didn't you just say that you see us at Gallery Place and you rock with us at camp? Of course, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, if it is, I show you what it is. What's the weather like Saturday? Because I don't want to give her no excuses. Is it supposed to rain or 82% or 82 degrees? Okay. Is there any chance of rain? Okay, no, listen, I don't care. Between 1 and 3, we're going to be on that corner. You're going to come down there, you're going to put this envelope in my hands and say, give this to Commandant General YAHANNA. I'm about to show you tithes is money in the Bible. You understand? Okay, sis, you got to listen to me on the phone. Don't listen through the YouTube. Listen on the phone because there's a feedback, all right? All right, turn down the YouTube or whatever you have in the background. Just listen on the phone. All right. So, okay, where did you see that tithes is food and tithes is corn?
No, I Googled it.
Oh, so Google is your priest now. Google is your teacher.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Is Google your teacher now? Is he your priest?
No, I just Googled it because I didn't know what was.
I get you. I understand. Sis. No sweat. No sweat. No problem. Somebody find it for me. Give me the 10th of the corn and all this and all that. And then, either a warrior, because give me the one I want. It's in numbers. All right. Okay, so sis, you said it's money. Did Google give you a scripture of where it is?
No, I didn't see no scripture.
Okay. No sweat. Give me the yeah, read it from there for sure. All right, I believe it's Numbers very quickly. All right.
Yeah.
Chapter 18, verse 21.
I don't want the one in Malachi. Malachi is have you robbed. You know what? Hold that too. But give me the one in Numbers. All right.
Numbers chapter 18, verse 22. Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh.
22 and what?
18, verse
22 to what?
18 and 21.
21? Okay.
Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance, for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation, lest they bear sin and die.
I worry I'm finding for me the part with the corn, please. Where it said the corn and all that. So keep reading because
but the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they have no inheritance. But
so of course, because Levi, let me give you the history of it. Levi initially was not one of the 12, but Levi was separated and joined to the Lord as priest of the Lord. Right? The other 12 tribes, Dan took the place of Levi to make it the 12 tribes. And those 12 tribes, Levi was in service to the Lord and did not have an inheritance, did not have land, and thus didn't have certain things. So the tithe went to the priest. It went to the Levite. All right, go ahead.
But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as an heave offering unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore, I have said unto them, among the children of Israel, they shall have no inheritance. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, when ye take of the children of Israel the tithes, which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then ye shall offer up an heave offering of it for the Lord.
Right. You when you taking your tithe, you should offer up a heave offering and give it to the priest. Give me Deuteronomy 14 and 22. That's what he was holding. Give me Deuteronomy 14 and 22.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 22.
Thou
shalt truly tithe all the increase of thy seed, that the field bringeth forth year by year.
Right, sis, you still there? All right, so this is what you're talking about, right? You shall truly tithe your field, the seeds of your field, and all the increase which you bring forth year by year. Like what you said, it's food. Like what most people say is food, right? Go ahead.
And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there. The tithe of thy corn.
Of what?
Of thy corn.
Go ahead.
Of thy wine.
Of what?
Of thy wine.
Go ahead.
Of thine oil.
Of what?
Of thine oil.
All these is things you grow. Your corn, you plant corn with seed. The wine comes from the grape, you plant with seed. The oil comes from the seeds here that you plant. All these is things you grow and you tithe it after. Go ahead.
And the firstlings of thy herd. And of thy flock. That thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God.
Always. You pay tithes to fear the Lord, to show that you fear him. And if you don't pay tithes, you do not fear God, and you are a filthy sinner. Right? So, sis, you said you thought tithes was food, right?
Yes,
so let me ask you this. Where's your corn? Where's your wine? Where's your oil that you have tithed to the I.S.U.P.K? I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you if you drink. I drink. You're supposed to pay the tithes here. If tithes is food, sis, you're supposed to bring your tithes here, which is food. So why haven't you brought your tithes?
I don't know.
I got you. No sweat. No sweat. Let's see. So you see here, they say tithe the first of your the increase after you plant your seeds, right? Give me verse 24. So now you're supposed to, wherever you are, you're supposed to take a tenth and bring it into the priests. Wherever you are, you're supposed to bring it in, right? Keep reading verse 24.
And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or if the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed.
Stop. Says you heard that part?
Okay, read it again. I'm sorry.
Read it one more time, man. Say where you at.
Oh God. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it, or the place be too far from thee, which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there, when the Lord thy God hath blessed thee.
You heard that process?
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I'm asking you something. I'm asking you, sis. You're going to have to focus if you called in. I expect you to focus and listen with me. It says, if the way be too long for you to carry it. What is the it?
Carry it.
What is?
I don't know what's carry it. I don't know what it is.
What the fuck are you talking about? What's your question about, sis? What's your question about, sis? You got to focus with me now.
Say it again. What's my question about what?
What is your question about? Please focus with me.
No, that's what I was saying. That was my question. I wanted to answer.
I understand, but tell me what is the question about? What is it about?
No, I was in my co-worker. We got into I was stupid and everything because I didn't understand the verse. I mean, I didn't understand because I googled it. It said food. If you read to it in the Bible, they were saying money.
I haven't read that part yet. You see, I don't think you're listening with me, sis. I think you kind of just jumping the gun. You have to listen. All right. First of all, that co-worker, she should not have called you stupid because she's giving her tithes to a preacher who is doing nothing. That co-worker is the idiot. She should have never called you stupid. That co-worker is an idiot. She's stupid. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. You are not stupid. You just don't know. And I'm explaining it to you. So now the Bible says tithe is your corn, your wine, and your oil. Did you hear when the brother read that part?
Okay. Yeah.
You sure you heard it? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen to this part. This is the verse right after where it says tithes is corn and oil and wine. It's the verse right after. Read the verse again slowly, brother. Nice and loud.
Okay. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 14, verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee, so that thou art not able to carry it.
Stop. What is the it that you would not be able to carry because it's too long for you? What is the it talking about?
I'm wrong.
Sis, I think you're trying to be lost. I think you're making an effort to be lost. You can't be this lost naturally. I don't see it. Do you have a Bible? Do you even have a Bible with you?
Hold on. Yeah, I have one. Hold on.
Do you know what verse we at, sis? Sis, you're eating up my time. You're eating up my time here. And if you don't come down to Gallery Place this Saturday, it says, I mean, Lord be with you after that. I'm going to tell you straight up. I don't understand this. The brother is reading it for you. Are you listening?
Yeah, but he's getting too loud. It's just too loud.
It's a little too loud, okay. But Quash, you read it. You closer. Or Warrior, you read it. so she can hear. Say what chapter and verse you are.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 24.
Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 14. And we're going to start at 23. We're going to do it one more time. All right, sis?
Oh, chapter 14, what, 23?
We're starting at verse 23.
Okay, you all want to start with 23?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, Awarium.
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse 23. And thou shalt eat before the
No,
Lord.
Salaki, start at 20. Where we had before? No. 23. That's fine. Keep going.
And thou shalt eat before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose to place his name there.
Stop. Sis, are you following so far?
Yeah.
Keep going.
The tithe of that. Okay. I'm sorry.
The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine, and of thine oil, and the firstlings of thy herds and of thy flocks, that thou mayest learn to fear the Lord thy God always.
Okay. What is verse 23 saying, sis? Please tell me what you understand by what the brother just read.
And thou shalt, well, it says we shall eat before the Lord.
Right.
And the place we shall choose to place his name there.
Go ahead.
The tithe of thy corn, of thy wine.
Okay. What do you
of thy oil.
What do you understand by that? What is that verse saying tithes is?
Corn.
And what else?
And thy wine and thy oil.
Okay, so you're supposed to give tithes of corn and oil and wine, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's what the Bible says, right?
Yeah.
All right. So your co-worker is an idiot. She don't know what she's talking about. You are absolutely right. Tithes is corn and wine and oil. So now I'm asking you, sis.
Oh, wow.
I'm asking you, where is your corn and oil and wine that you are supposed to be tithing in here to the priest of the Lord? Do you have it?
The corn and wine and oil. What kind of oil?
God damn. Sis, I think you're playing with me at this point. I think you're playing with me at this point, sis. I think you're taking me for a fool.
No,
I'm just asking you, why are you not bringing me tithes of corn and wine and oil? Thank you. You see how easy that was? See how easy that was? You see how easy that was?
Yeah.
You don't have it.
Yeah.
Why don't you have oil and corn and wine?
Well, I don't drink wine or stuff. I don't drink it. I never taste it.
No problem. I'm gonna help you out. You don't have it because you don't have a field that you plant corn in. You don't have wine because you don't plant grapes and reap grapes that people ferment into make wine.
Okay.
You don't have oil because you don't plant, the seed for the extra virgin olive oil. You don't plant olives and all that stuff. You don't plant whatever else they make oil from. You don't have crops. So what do you have?
You say, what do I have? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm always here. I'm not sure if you there. Hello? What do you have if you don't have crops, if you don't plant crops? What do you have? How do you eat? How do you live?
Oh, okay. Buy food? Money.
With what? What do you buy food with?
Money.
From where? Does it fall out of the sky?
You know what I'm saying again?
Where do you get the money from? Does it fall out the sky?
No, I work.
You work for it. Just like you would have to work that field for that corn and for that wine and for that oil. You would have to work the field the same way. But today you work a job or a slavery, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go back to the Bible. Now the Lord told us to tithe our corn and our oil and our wine because that's what we would produce. And the firstlings of our cattle and our cows and our goats, we had to tithe that to the priest. Now listen very carefully. The brother is going to read the next verse. All right?
Yeah.
Listen, verse 24.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 14, verse 24. And if the way be too long for thee,
If what?
if the way be too long for thee,
Go ahead.
so that thou art not able to carry it.
All right, stop right there. If the way be too, now the Lord told us to tithe the corn and the oil and the wine, sis. And it says, if the way be too long for thee, that you are not able to carry it. What is the it?
Good night.
Is it talking about the corn and the wine and oil?
That's what it's talking about, because you will have to carry that to the priest to pay your tithes, right? Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So if the Lord is saying, if the way is too long for you to take it, meaning you had to take all this corn and all this wine and all this oil. In them days, they didn't have no fridge, so you know things could spoil, right?
Yeah.
Or it could be just too far for you to take on the back of a donkey. If the way be too far for you to carry these corn and oil and wine, it's too far that you can't carry it. Listen carefully, read on.
Or if the place be too far from thee,
Or the place be too far, meaning it's just too far away for you to go all the way up to New York to carry your tithes on the back of a donkey. It's just too far. Keep going.
Yeah.
which the Lord thy God shall choose to set his name there,
Uh-huh.
then the Lord thy God hath blessed thee.
Uh-huh.
Then shalt thou turn it into money.
Read it again.
Then shalt thou turn it into money.
Read it one more time.
Then shalt thou turn it into money.
Sis, I'm asking you, phones on silent, please. What is the it they're talking about here?
The corn and the wine and the oil.
That's what you're supposed to be paying tithes with, right?
Yeah.
And if it's too far, what does the Bible say to do it? To do with it? It says it right there, sis. Verse 20 to verse 25. What does it say to do with it if it's too far?
Then shall the Lord turn it to money.
You're supposed to turn it into money. You know why? Because money doesn't spoil or go bad or get stolen on the way.
Okay.
You would turn your corn and your wine and your oil into money, and you would take your money to the priest of the Lord. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you are absolutely right, sis. Tithes is corn and money and oil. However, you ain't got no fields. You ain't got no fields. You do work a slavery, though, and you do get an increase, just like a farmer would get an increase in crops or cattle. How often do you get your increases?
Not often.
What do you mean not often? You see you're trying to backtrack now. Listen, how often do you get your increase? Is it weekly, bi-weekly, or every month?
I get paid weekly.
So every week, I expect to see you at the corner of 7th and H with that thick envelope. with a thick one. I'm talking about thick with an F. It's so thick, it's a thick envelope. And you're going to put your name on it. And you're going to put tithes. And you are going to give an envelope to the Israelite School of UPK of 10% of your weekly increase every week. Do you understand that, sis? Do you understand? Do you understand that? Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
I'll see you Saturday. Shalom.
We about to leave.
You ain't paid me yet. What the hell are you for? Hang up. You think this Netflix and chill? You about to leave? Come and pay your tithes, woman. Shalom. Fuck is wrong with this girl? You about to leave? What the fuck you think is a relationship? God damn, Salaki. I'm trying, Akin. I've done this woman out already. I'm trying. I'm really trying to help. But I realize some people don't want no help. She said, what she said? Do I understand? Well, do I understand? Like she talking to the demon. You realize the demon step in there and don't want her to obey the Lord. The scripture said, pay tithes to show that you fear the Lord. She see tithes as money. Oh shit, it's money. Do you understand, sis? Well, do I understand? The demon is talking to her because she don't want to pay no tithes. So the demon is like, you don't really understand what he's saying, do you? Do I understand? Really, do I? Let me tell you something, woman. I'm trying to use better language. Pay the tithes or be ready for the Lord to rifle through your life. You're going to pay one way or the other. You could pay the priest or you could pay to not be homeless or carless, lifeless. With that, pass the class over the priest and officer, Shabbat. Bro done waste 28 minutes of my goddamn time. Goddamn. Shit.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Command of General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. The new brother or sister comes into the school, they all live for 6 months. They got to be saluted only. They hit the shake themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to murder. Tithes, which is a command.
Say it again, tithes, which is what?
Tithes, which is the command.
It's a what?
A command.
It's a what?
A command.
Go ahead.
You can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, in the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means 10th in Hebrew and is pronounced by 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher.
And any increase means an income you work for, money you make on the side, under the table. You sell a pair of shoes to your cousin. That's an increase. You find money on the ground. That's an increase. You gamble. You go to the damn casino. You play the lotto. You play Keno. You play 3 numbers. That's an increase. Any increase you get, any increase. Your grandmother ain't see your fat cheeks in 4 years. And she, hey, baby, go in the top drawer and get $50. That's for you. 5 of it belongs to the Lord. 5 of it belongs to the Lord. Any increase. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests. Not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocation. Memorial blowing of trumpets. First day, the 7th month. Friday, 15th September 2023. You can find this in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Like, so anything else you want to add?
After that is Day of Atonement. Then right after that, we're going to be celebrating Feast of Tabernacles. Of course, join us in the UK. Feast of Tabernacles, end of September to the first week in October. We're going to be in Scotland, Birmingham, and London, rocking it out live. You could make it down all England. You all come out and check us out, all right? Go ahead.
Remind Ahmed to check on social media. such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K events and materials. If a brother wants to be a troop in the school, you should start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, black headband and scarf. And with that, I say, which means to stay.
Let's go to the top.
Come, cuz.
Camera. Whoever's on the camera.
Yeah, give a courtesy salute. Man, the mission of Mount Shabbat. Go up.
How about you?
I'll show me how I drop a thumb.
Y'all give a time. Relax. It's like so, which means the time. Since you may stand, you might give. We'll give a courtesy salute to the sister. Man, the mission of Mount Shabbat. Go up. Yeah. Y'all give a time. Class dismissed.
Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General YAHANNA live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the I.S.U.P.K. UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General YAHANNA will put 12 chill General Hyman scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, I.S.U.P.K, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle, Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour, also a Johnny Walker Distillery tour, and Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Want us
to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord's people? Israel, let's do it!
Hello mate, I spun a hard Monday. Now your place when the cause I win the chase. Get straight to the pace from a day.
Hey, Shalom Israel, it's Captain Mashak, right here from DC. Don't forget, this September, end of September, the 28th, 29th, 30th, all the way up to October 4th and 5th. Commander YAHANNA, the I.S.U.P.K, we're going to be live in the UK, United Kingdom. We're going to be up in Scotland, in King James Castle. You see the nigga on my chest. Really right there. King James, man, a black man. We're going to go to his family castle in Scotland and Edinburgh. That castle was built on a volcano. Now, that's some nigga shit, man. That's some nigga shit right there. Up on top of the volcano, brother. You don't want to miss it. Kentucky Camp Leader, you could get down. Kentucky Camp Leader, you could make this trip. You brothers in UK, you sisters in UK, y'all come on through, man. Commander YAHANNA going to be right in your yard. Back hometown, we're going to be Birmingham, Manchester, Leicester, Nottingham, London, Croydon, everywhere done. Everything done.
Now your face and London, done. Another plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, paint on gunman. And if you feel like sending the do action, recheck good man, so you get a wrong bang. My style, them a kick like Van Damme, Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Listen up, them off, know I'ma find them. From a 30 gun, mad dog, from a berry yacht. Let us speed me a papa, I'ma pill them. God, away you say, senseless, pan the $1 million job. And got the young pan the gram from a fans. I'm ready to it smoother than the dance. Fit them up, better know our time pan the clock. You know watch them flop, them last pan them up. Done in the London, done. Another plus clansman, bad man's king, down one dance, paint on gunman. And if you feel like sending the do action, recheck good man, so you get a wrong bang. And my style, them a kick like Van Damme, Birmingham, London, England, Brampton. Can't the girl chase that, manifest that bad money we a make away the vexing fan.